we got the Sixers. I know you said he started off strong, Hugh.
He did. Well, when I heard him, he was forthcoming. And I guess in a situation like this, that's all you could ask for. But to find out that he didn't have a contingency plan when he made the move, and they asked him, so why did you make the move? That's when it started to come off the rails a little bit.
Yeah,
well,
so
a lot of it.
I think what you're referencing is he was asked, was there a corresponding move that was supposed to go along with the McCain trade to kind of make more sense? And he's saying we're hoping to add, but didn't get to do it. Then the part that caught my attention the most was how he tried to couch the moving on from McCain. He said he's a great player and he thinks he's going to have a great career. He also said, and he was presented with the numbers on his season, right? It hasn't been a good season for Jared McCain due to injury and not being part of the rotation. He's only shooting 38%. That's bad. But that's not good by any stretch. And that would lead you to at least, I think, acknowledge you're not selling at his highest point. And he said, we think we are selling high on Jared McCain, and we don't think we'll ever get this value again. Hugh, when I hear that, it makes me think he thinks the player isn't any good and it's only going to get worse, right? Because if he's not playing well and you think you sold high, that means you think there's a lower place for him to go if he stayed. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
What's lower than being in Delaware? Out of the league?
I know he was sent down. He
was not on the team, and they're talking about selling high.
That was not selling high.
But then later he said he had a tremendous future.
I know. He's talking about both sides of his mouth.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then, he spun a whole web when he was presented with the idea that they ducked the tax, right? That this was about the tax money. They didn't want to spend it. And he said that he hopes to debunk that. Well, Daryl, here's how. Don't trade away Jared McCain for nothing. There's a very simple way to duck the tax conversation. Don't do what you did. Now, he's talking about, I hope I could present Josh Harris and ownership a deal one day that puts us over the tax, and they say yes, so we don't have to talk about this anymore. How about don't get under the tax at basically every deadline, and you won't be asked about this anymore? It's just, and then within everything, he also poo-pooed all the other moves of the teams in the East.
They didn't get stronger. I don't think so. Yeah, that's the same. But you got to remember, this is the same cat that said if you squint really hard, we gonna be in the playoffs.
Well, doesn't it give you the vibes of Dave Dombrowski? We weren't the worst chasing team in the playoffs.
Yes. Also, he's putting himself out there that if one of these players that landed on the Cavs or the Knicks or whoever, right, or the Celtics, they play the Sixers in the first round, they have a 25-point game. Daryl, you said no difference makers moved. I mean, it's right there. Also, I can close my eyes and see Jared McCain dropping 5 threes in a finals game.
I was about to say, what if Jared is the difference maker? What if he's the difference maker on the other team? So, that's the chance you take when you make moves like that.
Yeah, it was not a good press conference. He showed up late. He lied to us. Wonderful, wonderful press conference. Again, I don't usually get out of those early because I think everyone deserves to hear the full, whatever message from the GM or the executive. We had to say goodbye to that one. I mean, that one at some point. Also, when did we start calling Paul George just regular Paul?
I guess he knew you was talking about. It just feels weird to say Paul.
Just Paul.
Paul.
He's Paul George, not just regular Paul. He's Paul George. All right, your reaction to Morey.
Paul Jolovitz?
Paul, no, that's a different.
Let's go.
Now, he would have brought more energy. Man, Jolly's probably feeling real good right now, but his take on Daryl Morey.
You would have to think we have Jolly time this weekend. That might be appointment radio.
Jolly time.
He's going to rip Morey. He's going to destroy Daryl, as he should. There's no reason not to after that press conference. All right, 215-592-9494.
I'm refraining.
I know you are. Also, when he talked about the haul or whatever they're calling it, they got back for Jared McCain.
That was a haul.
He talked about how it puts them in position to do things this summer. 3 of those 4 picks are second-round picks. It's like pocket change.
That didn't make sense.
Stop lying to us, all right? All right, 215-592-9494. Let's take a few phone calls, and then, Hugh, it's Friday. It's our last football Friday. You know what we got to do.
What?
Your favorite segment. Guess the takes. For a Super Bowl, Hugh. Nah. Come on. You good?
I'll figure it out.
Okay, let's go to Al in New Jersey. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Al.
Joe, first off, I totally commend you for cutting him off. I could not stand hearing another word out of this fraud. He is the absolute worst GM. I don't understand how this guy still has a job. He only has a job because of Josh Harris caring more about the Commodores than his basketball team. And I don't understand how the leagues allow that to happen. The owner should not be able to hold or own multiple teams. It's a distraction. our fan base gets him and Daryl Morey, who has he ever won a championship?
No, he has not.
Okay, so why is he held at such? I don't understand how he gets jobs, keeps jobs. He's an absolute fraud, and just like you said, okay, ultimately he had nothing after he said, "Oh, we made the trade because we were exploring other options." Why would you do that deal if you weren't talking to someone about a deal?
Well, you do it because you made a mistake, or he was just ducking the tax, Al. And
of course,
here's what's frustrating to me about the whole thing, Al. Like, if the owner tells him he's got to get under the tax, ultimately he's got to listen, right? That's his boss. But to use Jared McCain to do it is just malpractice. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Does he really think he's going to get with Houston's pick or these 3 second-round picks? Does he really think he's going to get a person of Jared McKee's talent?
Well, if he does, he's lying to himself, or he's he's decided Al, good phone call, that McCain's not good anymore. Which I would bet against that being right. I think McCain is going to have a nice career in the NBA. No.
Yeah, that was a lot. Like I said, he started out, and I thought the only thing you can ask for in a situation like that is to be as honest as you possibly can. But when he started answering questions, that's when it all got bad for him.
Well, because he's lying.
He didn't have a plan. Well, it was obvious he didn't have a plan. You know, when I say a plan, okay, you trade Jared McCain away.
Yeah.
And you said you were trying to make the team better, right? Because he said that.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said the plans that we had didn't come to fruition. And somebody said, so why'd you trade him away? And he said, well, I still think we're in a good spot. How? Like, you made a move because you felt like you could be in a better spot.
Yeah.
And whatever move you thought you were going to make wasn't a move. So how are you better?
Well, now they've left themselves very thin.
Yeah, and they were talking about, and somebody even asked him about the sustainability with Joel Embiid and the way that he's playing right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, he was presented with, during the summer when you drafted Edgecombe, you talked about how the league is moving to more guard-heavy lineups. You just subtracted a guard.
Yeah. That's when he started. It was a slippery.
Yeah, well, he realized they got him. Good job today by everyone down there. It started off a little slow, but then it was like a little more jabs before the right hooks came in, but they got him a little bit.
Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, what the hell are we doing here? All right.
I'm confused.